Days to the general election. You've done this before. To be precise, this is the fourth time your husband is vying to be the president of Kenya. How do you feel about this particular election?
I'm excited about it. I'm also, I can't really explain the feeling, but I know everybody is expecting good results. Everything has a time and a season, as it says in the Bible in Ecclesiastic. This is the time, and the time is now.
And how is it for your family?
They are all very busy, each one of them in their own way. My son, Junior, my daughter, Winnie, they are also busy involved in this election process. Rosemary is still recovering, but she's also excited about it, and they hope for the best.
And you've said that everybody is busy, everyone is involved in this election. What role have you played as Ida Odinga?
The issue of elections, I think I've been involved all through my adult life. Somehow, I would say I've always involved. You see, as the mother in this home, I must create that environment that accommodates, first of all, my family and relatives and friends who come here. Secondly, when he goes to those places, he comes back, he's exhausted. Of course, you have to encourage them. Is that not the responsibility of a wife? You encourage them. But sometimes we also review what has happened and we see how we can do it better. Apart from that, I'm a teacher, and teaching is one thing that will never go out of you, whether you are in classroom or out of classroom. I still like to educate people in many ways. I've been involved specifically in the issue of girl-child education.
If you become the First Lady, what will be your beginning point?
When I get into that position that I'm able, I would also like to do something on health. I was somehow disturbed when I took my daughter to South Africa for medical care. And there I found Kenyans working in South Africa hospitals as doctors. Then I said, we had to follow them to South Africa to get that treatment. Something must be done so that we improve on our health facilities here in this country, so that we can also benefit from our children, our young people whom we have trained with the taxpayers' money. I've talked about girl education, I've mentioned the issue of health. The third one is the issue of single parents, particularly single mothers in this country. I think in every family you'll find those single mothers in this country. Now, our system has not catered for these single mothers. They are left to compete for limited space like everybody else.
And you speak about single ladies, and during the presidential debate, we also saw Honorable Raila Odinga talk about single ladies. Why is it so close to your heart?
It is something I would say I've gone through. This happens way back in the 80s. I was a young woman. I was a teacher. I was a young mother. My children were young. Junior was 3 years old. Winnie was not born when all started. Junior was 3 years old. Rosemary was 5. Fidel was 9. Now, it was a difficult time. And for many years, we were on our own. In fact, that time, we used to call it the dark days. It was not permanent, but I went through being a single mother for approximately 10 years with the children. And I know the kind of help I needed and so forth. It was not easy taking care of children on your own. You're also worried about your husband's intention. You don't know whether he's going to come back or not. It was not easy. It was not easy. But I'm glad it is out of the way. And this is something that I keep on praying that does not come back to our country again. This detention without trial, it ruins the families.
You're a teacher. You've been described as a hard worker, a no-nonsense. What kind of first lady do you think you'll be if you get into that office?
Hard work, I like that. I work hard. Nothing comes easy. You must work hard. One thing, when I get into that office, I'll think I would like to be a role model to the women of Kenya in many ways. I would like to encourage them to bring out their potential. They've got a lot of energy, a lot of energy, a lot of knowledge, a lot of potential, which is just hidden because nobody urges them to bring it up and to use it.
How much support have you given to women candidates in NASA?
I've talked to them. I've also given them a tip on how to campaign and what to look for. I get this from my many years of experience with working with women. When I was with League of Kenya Women Voters, all what we're doing is helping women to articulate their issues, how to campaign, what are the issues that they should look for. But one thing that I tell women, don't look at yourself and say that I'm a woman, vote me because I'm a woman. They should be voted in because they're women and because they are capable of doing certain things. So look for those certain things. Emphasize on the issues that affect, but also emphasize that when I get there, I'll help my fellow woman, my sister, to come up.
During the last election, on a lighter note, you were quoted saying, nikiingia huko State House, tabadilisha carpet, tabadilisha curtains, furniture. Are there any preparations you're doing right now?
It was not me who said that I'll tabadilisha curtains. No, that is not the issue. The issue is when you get to State House, when I get to the State House, the issue is not the furniture and whatever is in it. The issue is how can I use that position to elevate the standards, living standards of our people. Not a position for you to feel comfortable. I'm already feeling comfortable where I am.
And looking at this election, are you worried about the Odinga Dynasty? Many have termed it as his last bullet.
I've never been too sure like I am this time. I see it is very bright, and I can see the reaction of people. I can see the way things are going. I'm sure this is the time. Over the years, he's been craving to make Kenya a better country. And I'm sure and I know he can do it.
But any coin has two sides. Are you prepared for any outcome, whatever way it goes?
Yeah, a coin has two sides. We are going for elections. We hope for the best. But it doesn't mean that if we don't get it, it is the end of the world. It isn't. Let's have free, fair, and credible elections. That's what we need in this country.
On a lighter note, I know that you sit here, you watch news, and together with the Honorable Raila Odinga. How do you feel, what goes around when you hear the president and his deputy wakisema ule mtu akitendawili? Do you laugh? Do you make jokes about it? Or?
You know, vitendawili are good because you know, when you are talking to people, sometimes the things you talk about they forget, they don't remember. But when you use vitendawili, for example, or storytelling, it sticks. When he talks of Wile Ruto kitendawili, Ruto is actually a product of Raila's making, and it's those vitandawilis that trained him to be what he is today. He should be grateful for the vitandawilis.
And this vitandawilis, as a teacher, when did you mfunza?
At nimi nimfunza.
Vitendawili.
You see, one thing, when you think of detention, all what he could do was to read all those Kiswahili books and so forth, idioms and wise sayings and so forth. He learned most of them when he was in prison. So that was the bright side of his being in prison, because he read a lot. He tells me that he read the Bible through and through 3 times. You know, every time we discuss something, he said, yes, that one is found in the book of this and this, because he read it. Every time he said tendawili, everybody's paying attention. They want to hear what is coming next. But if you're just giving lectures and warning people, I've seen leaders who just won. Every time you come, you get on the stage, we know you're going to warn us, and pointing fingers and insulting others. That is not leadership. People start getting scared of you. Look at the lighter side of life. Pass your message in a friendly manner.